Today, I learned that it is knowing who you are that empowers you to become what God has created you to be. The pastor explained the story of the lion and the sheep. Although this story has some variations, I'm going to explain it with a certain twist just to help our understanding of what I'm about to explain. There's a story of a lion who grew up among sheep. This lion ate with the sheep, went and associated with the sheep. One day, a big lion from the jungle came out and chased the sheep. And this lion who grew up among sheep ran with the sheep away from the big lion. On another occasion, as they were going past a stream of water, this lion saw his image in the water. He saw that, wait a minute, I look like that lion that we were running away from. Immediately, he discovered who he was. And when he discovered who he was, the next occasion where the lion from the jungle came to chase after them, he didn't run. Although the sheep ran, he stood still. Rather than running, he actually began to associate with the lion. So out of this short story, what can we pull out this story? When you discover who you are in Christ, you will stop being afraid. When you know that greater is he that is in you, the God in you, than he that is in this world, you'll be free from fears. There's certain things you won't be afraid about. Secondly, when you discover who you are, there will be a separation from your current association, your current group of friends. Either because they can't tolerate you anymore, or you can't tolerate them anymore, because ultimately you're now in two different worlds. When you discover who you are, those previous unproductive friendships will weed out and you'll somehow separate yourself. Because there is no common ground anymore. I mean, you're doing these things now, they're still doing those things, and there's no common ground anymore. Thirdly, when you discover who you are, you will associate with like-minded people. Like attracts like. When you disassociate yourself from your current group of friends, believe me, you attract like-minded people into your life. Also, I want to make another point about association that I gained and I learned today. Friendship either makes you or breaks you. Your current group of friends are either building you up or breaking you down. Or someone said that friendships are like elevators. They're either taking you up or bringing you down. They never leave you the same. Secondly, friendship is not by force. Friendship is by choice. You are not compelled to sustain any friendship. You don't have to. You can make a decision to cut off certain friendships and build on certain other ones. Based on this point I just made, I'd like to challenge us this week to examine ourselves. Ask ourselves some sincere questions. Are there any people in our lives that are weighing us down as opposed to building us up? To be sincere, you have to somehow find a way to separate yourselves from these people. Although it's a painful process, but it's a decision you have to make, because at the end of the day, you'll be held accountable for your decisions. And if you're supposed to be up here, but you're hanging around with a certain group of people who are keeping you down here, you ultimately may live a life unfulfilled. Secondly, I'd like us to make a decision to associate ourselves with people who we admire and people who we want to gain, we want to draw some virtue from them. Because the truth is, he that hangs around with wise people would be wise. But people who, if you hang around with fools, eventually you end up among the fools. Someone said, show me your friends and I will tell you who you are. Show me your friends and I will tell you where you are going. Show me your friends and I'll tell you how you will end up in life. So this week, I would just like to challenge us to really take this issue very seriously. Although it's a painful process, I'd like us to examine ourselves and separate ourselves from unproductive relationships and attach ourselves to productive relationships that are taking us towards where we want to go. And I know that as you make this decision, there will be a positive turnaround in your life this week. I recently also learned that the reason wrong things are happening in your life is because there are some wrong people in your life. Wrong people are responsible for the wrong things that are happening. In the same way, right people can also be responsible for the right things that can happen. Because it is possible to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. and be with the wrong people, which ultimately lead to destruction. But the tendency is when you're among the right people, you'll find yourself in the right place, and certain things start to happen. Certain favors start coming your way. So I pray that we'll have boldness to make this decision this week, and I know God will bless us for taking this step to identify with who we truly are and make these decisions. God bless you. Have a great week.